Authority meeting order, and remind everyone that the meeting is being recorded. It's going to be posted to the YouTube at a later date, something to watch. Welcome everyone. Everyone is here with the exception of Stu Patterson, who's unable to be here, and the masked man to my left is not feeling well, but
I don't want to spread it.
he is masked up, still ready to go. The agenda was circulated. I've been told that there is an additional item to be placed on the agenda in the in-camera session regarding litigation and potential litigation. So I have a motion that the Long Point Board of Directors adds an additional item regarding litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting Dorsey. Someone feel comfortable moving that? It's moved by Peter. Seconded by Rainey. Are there any questions? It's difficult to ask questions because it's an independent item, but we'll deal with that at the appropriate. Those in favor? It's carried. The agenda is some question. Well, actually, that's an addenda. Now we have to move that the agenda be approved as amended. So, is your microphone work? Probably it does. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder, Jim. So if there's a motion that the board of directors approves the house as amended, Tom and Chris, all those in favor? They're unanimously. There's a provision for the declaration of pecuniary interest. New. The minutes of the previous meetings were circulated. And finally, the agenda package. There is a motion that the minutes of the Long Point Board of Directors meeting held June 5th, 2024 be adopted as circulated. Someone moved that. Jim moves it. Randy seconds it. Are there any errors or omissions or questions? All those in favor? All those opposed? The minutes of the hearing board were circulated as well, and the motion is that the minutes of the Long Point hearing board meeting held June 5th, 2024 be adopted and circulated. Someone of that. Chris Luza, seconded by Mike. Are there any questions, errors, or omissions? All those in favor? Nothing carried. No business arising, committee minutes to review, and no correspondence. Which takes us directly to the section 28. And you have it to report.
No, through the chair, pretty standard report like every month. Next matter is for meeting on page 15 here through the package of written match for the watershed that these groups. If you have any questions, I can answer them for you.
Does any board members have any questions with any of the applications on the report? Seeing none, the motion is that the Long Point Board of Directors receives a staff through section 1A regulation permits for dated July 3rd. 2024 as a range, second by Jim.
Just on four of the applications here, talking about integrity digs on gas pipelines. We don't really need to get involved with that. All they're doing is digging an inspection hole.
Yeah.
Through the chair, it meets the definition of development. So it means the process.
So that's your question. Seems a little bit time consuming. That's pretty correct. That question being answered. All those in favor? Opposed? Then so take this to we're going along to
Okay.
General manager's report. This will take time.
So, in the report, there was a couple of conservation Ontario meetings. The vice chair and I attended the council meeting on June 25th, and it was a virtual meeting. I went to Toronto for an in-person general manager meeting the next day on June 25th and 26th. We had training for 15 employees for first aid and CPR. It was held here at the head office. Conservation Ontario also held a Conservation Authority Collaborative Information Session on June 18th, and David LPRCA attended that as it was relating to flood forecast and warning on the more technical and GIS and data related things. Aaron and Leanne completed the 4 modules, and the last one, it was offered by Conservation Ontario's leadership program that they put on, and the last session was June 20th and 21st. Also, Healthy Watershed staff has secured a $150,000 grant from OPG Regional Biodiversity Grant Program. It's for 3 years, and the money can be used for education and habitat stewardship. So Paul's pretty excited to receive that. Also, I just wanted to highlight at Waterford CA, we did a washroom upgrade, and it was completed by the workshop team. And we reconfigured the washroom space we pulled the showers out of the washroom area. So we have just 2 washrooms with a toilet and a sink. And then we made 2 change rooms on the end, which contain 2 showers. So that frees up the washroom space and gives separate shower valves so they can access a change room for the beach. And it's in the Pavilion building right next to the beach. So it was open for the long weekend. So that's a nice added addition there, because the washrooms have been closed because they just needed to be refreshed, put it that way. So yeah, they look really great. So that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Any questions to Judy? Michael?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And $150,000 grant funding from OPG. We normally do get money there annually, don't we?
Yes, the program had ended fall. This is the last year we had funding, so this.
What is our plans to do with that contribution?
So
It's not in the budget, right? It's just kind of a gift that comes along, but how are we going to spend that? Is it on reforestation or?
So it'll be based on some stewardship programs related to, could be forestry, related with green habitat, different ways, but Paul has the ability to use that money over the 3 years. I'm not sure, we don't have any exact projects now that we receive the funding. Paul will be looking to line projects up, either on our own property or on private lands.
Can we leverage that money to get 50-cent dollars from somebody else? Like if there's another program, can we use those dollars to say that's our 50%?
I'm not sure we do. We have been made aware of other funding, but I'm not sure that we can announce it. But we have also been successful for some federal funding, but we don't have this fund yet. So I'm not sure about matching that. The dollars we receive for future funding. If it's possible, we would do that if there's other programs. Right now, I'm not sure, but we are also looking at another. It's going to be used towards phosphorus reduction. So it's a nice amount of money from the federal government. So once I can release that.
Thank you, Judy.
Is there another question? Seeing none. Someone move that the general manager report for June. Received this information. Shelley, sorry. I'll tell you.
Okay, Carol, move that.
My problem is that window is.
Oh, with the recorder.
It's hard to see. I don't. So, wait a second, sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring it. I said, all those in favor? Opposed, that motion is carried. So the report has been received. Next on the agenda is the business operating schedule for 2024. Is there anything we need to ask her about that, or is that so straightforward that we can put the resolution that the Long Point Directors closes operations from December 27th to December 31st, except for emergency responses, and the staff will be granted one complimentary day off with pay, and the staff are required to utilize 2 vacation days during the period in unpaid leave. Any questions there? Someone feel comfortable with that? You, seconded by Michael. All in favor? Carried. 2025 meeting schedule. Again, it's fairly straightforward. I was here to answer any questions if there are any. Otherwise, Jim, did you have a question?
I have a conflict with, November 12th, not 30. That's a county council meeting.
Okay, that's, something that maybe we can look at to change. It's important. I think everybody be here. We'll leave that, off the approved schedule now, and it'll be amended at a time. Perhaps in proximity to that date, but not on the date. So with the exception of the November 12th, Jim?
Yes, November 12th.
Okay, striking that, would you move that the schedule be approved as needed? Jim? Just did there, we just struck the budget meeting. Hopefully we can reschedule that for everybody should be there. That'll be done at the next meeting. We have a few months to, all those in favor. All those carried. Okay, now, 5-year forest management plan, Judy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So in with the board is a report, and we had a 5-year forest management operating plan that was part of the 20-year forest management plan that was completed for 2020 to 2039. And that five-year plan is expiring at the end of this year. So the forestry supervisor has put together a 5-year operating plan, which is a proposed harvesting schedule for 2025 to 2029. So the 5-year plan is attached, summary of it on the back of the report, and it's showing the proposed harvest schedule by the properties and gives you some information. It's also was reviewed and stamped by Associate Registered Professional Forester, Dave Holmes, and that's a requirement as per a 20-year plan. So I just also want to note that within the schedule, there are group properties that have natural heritage designation by the board. So those properties have been mapped, and that those areas will be protected and not part of the harvest schedule. And the first natural heritage area will be is proposed for 2026 schedule. So, and that's the Coffins. So I just want to give the board that information. And then the other property that's also got natural heritage is so Coffins Block 1 and 2, and then the Wilson Block 1. So, but Debbie has gone out and figured out the exact locations. It's been GPSs and it's highlighted, and then we're doing we'll do ecological surveys in all the areas there, but it definitely be protected. So if there's any questions, are we confused?
Just one, obviously, this is a plan, a 5-year plan, start carved in stone. A lot of patients can and do occur from time to time, and it's just generally,
That's correct, but it's good, we wanted to have a guide so that, because a lot of things happen common. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Chair, it does give you a bit of flexibility. We've done projected revenues and obviously based on our targets, some of those ones are.
just to comment for those of you who don't know, David Holmes, he was a long time, and we have still active in forestry stuff. Yeah. You retired, you're at how many years?
Oh, maybe 30 something, so.
I do have a resolution that the, sorry, it was a question, Peter, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Number three, Judy, Judy, for the 25-26 year, you're showing 188 acres and harvest versus between 300-400 some odd in subsequent years. So is it safe to say that we're going to have to reduce our planned income in the forestry department for that year?
So which year, sorry, Peter, was?
2026 harvest season, you're showing 186 acres versus subsequent years 232, 267. Okay, so it's not quite as I was looking at the first column there, total acres.
Yeah, so it depends, but definitely we could be over what with some of these acreage, I don't, yeah, the revenues are just targets at this point, but.
I haven't necessarily paid attention to previous years or even the current year total acres harvested. How do these numbers compare to what we've done in, say, the past 3 or 4 years? Are they fairly consistent?
I would be going off the top of my head, but I would say yes. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think we're going with them. On what it comes acreage harvest has been.
Person.
That clear, but there's a typo in there on your conversion of acreage to hectare. There's nothing. They're taking me to the 5 Got there.
What line is your trade in?
Total acres for 25, 26.
7 bucks.
Connecticut Police will,
An agency.
Yes.
For that.
with that, you said the answer smooth that, the board of directors approved the 5-year forest management operating plan for the covering 25 to 29. So someone move that. The vice chair moves it, seconded by Randy. All those in favor? That motion too is getting lost. Now, the WECI application report, Cypher is going to present that to the board. For those of you that with that, you know what it stands for, it's water and erosion control infrastructure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, staff has prepared water and erosion control infrastructure, which is key projects on the table. For the year of 2024-5 and 25-26, this is the first time we keep funding covers multi-years, 2 years projects. So we applied for 5 projects for the year 1, which is 24-25, and we applied for 4 projects for the year 2, which is 25-26. You have the report as information. Now staff is looking for the board's direction to implement the projects that will receive WECI funding. And the board's approval to use 65,000 of the 50 reserves. And then the general manager has authority to proceed to approve the vendors selected for the funding projects. If you have any questions, I'll be answering them. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I always thought that the Cedarville Dam was in more danger of having issues than the Hay Creek dam. And I'm surprised that we're moving ahead with the repair of the Hay Creek, but yet we're not moving ahead with the Teeter. Any comments about that one?
To the chair, thank you. Actually, as we mentioned in the project description, a large number of structural deficiencies were identified for the dam structure. We this is a study project we applied for, and that will cover 2 years. First year, it's a class involvement assessment project. First year will cover most of the studies, and the second year will be part of the project. So we'll complete this class involvement assessment class year, where it will be 2 years, and then the deliverable of year hopefully will be implemented, and that would be probably it would be most probably some repair.
We're talking Teeterville or Hay
I'm
Creek?
talking about Teeterville.
Yeah, okay. Okay, as long as we don't knock it off the schedule, because get a lot of people asking about when it's happening.
So the Titterville Dam, well, we're proceeding with the dam safety review because all the options are reviewed for that process, and there's public consultation, and the public will be able to bring their concerns forward. That way, everything comes out on the table related to the dam before decisions are made. Are we going to repair, or is it going to be decommissioned?
Similar to Victoria.
Same as.
So are we doing the same with Hay Creek? Are we going to
So
the
Hay
public?
Creek is a different situation. From my understanding is that the Hay Creek, in the dam safety review, it was identified there's some deficiencies, and because it pulls up the county road, we're coordinating with Norfolk County staff on when they're going to do some road repairs, so also to do the concrete repairs, et cetera, on the dam.
Thanks for that.
Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and a follow-up of that, I've got a lot of questions about that dam in Peterville, and it's only when are you going to fix the dam? Nobody wants to know about the possible combination of taking it out, lowering it and all that. The only one knowing it's going to be fixed, and I think that's pretty common consensus with the community out there.
For sure, yeah.
So. That will be a bridge that will have, I was gonna say a dam that will have to cross when you come to this generating some interest right now. There is a resolution that basically authorizes staff to implement the project on receipt of the funding. It's saying that we are going to contribute an additional 65,000 restricted reserves, and that the general manager has purchasing authority to approve and so on. So I'll do the resolution. There's a few parts to it, and then maybe some questions. So the recommendation is that the Long Point Board receives the update, and that the Long Point Board directs staff to implement the projects that receive WICA funding, and that the Board of Directors approves the use of 65,000 of restricted reserves, and the general manager has the purchasing authority to approve the vendors selected for funding projects. Someone will do that?
Mr. Chair,
Peter?
sorry, it should say unrestricted reserves. It's not restricted. So,
It's unrestricted.
in the third, oh, is it in the actual motion?
And that is, right. So move, Peter, do we have a seconder? Jim, are there any questions? From first Peter and then me.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The last line in the recommendation, how does that differ from a standard, RFI?
So that was added because we haven't been notified when purchases are successful. and we don't have a meeting in August, and normally we would bring to the board the RFPs and the defender selection. Just because of the timing, they were so late on opening it up for applications, and they were supposed to have the results to us by now. We just added that for the board to consider so that we could go ahead and move ahead with the projects. Because we have, the window's narrow and we only have till really, it's beginning of March, basically gotta have work done by next year. So that was really the reason. If you guys aren't comfortable with that, that's fine too.
Yes, I'm looking at Ministry of Natural Resources doing funding for WECI as one provincial ministry. Has the municipality, has Norfolk looked at Ministry of Infrastructure to do like a 50-year project? To do it and do it right for the long term, when none of us are here after this. And because this is it is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great that this is happening, but are we perhaps knocking on the wrong door for infrastructure funding as far as not us, but more the municipality, more from Norfolk County? Has that been considered? Has that been looked at? Through you, Mr. Chairman, and I guess that's not to Judy, that's to one of the Norfolk representatives.
I think Chris is, yeah.
Last year, actually got our financial staff of the county to talk to the staff here about the 10-year capital budget, and we now are including potential repairs to all those dams in our 10-year capital budget. And we've got $1 million in our 10-year budget for each of the dams over the course of the next 10 years. So I appreciate that. That here finally got together with our staff, and we don't have any surprises coming.
That's right. And if I can just do a supplementary, I'm just looking at like asset management programs. And I'm sure Norfolk County has an excellent asset management program. And that's what the Ministry of Infrastructure likes to see. And although there's limited funding for that, and it's gone for 2024, but for 2025, there might be an application made for that. And the WECI stuff would, can you double dip on that? I don't know. So I'm just, I don't want to get involved outside of my own municipality on that, but I know that if it were us, that's what we would be looking at. We want to knock on as many doors as possible to see if we can get it done and get it done. I'm not saying it won't be done right with this like money, but it's limited funding compared to what really needs to be done for the overall approach. It basically needs a rebuild.
We've also been able to schedule, because I think they have the county road that use them.
Exactly.
Yeah, line up repairs with bridge.
Yeah.
Same time.
So you're doubling up with MTL. So you're including various ministries in it.
Yes.
So, and they like that. They like, especially when you've got some asset management funds to match it, although albeit small compared to what their budgets are. But you look at these 401 overpasses that they're putting in, and they're somewhere between $20 and $30 million, and they'll go a long way towards the Peterbilt Dam. Probably do is good for all municipalities. Anyway, thank you.
It's nice to hear that already are communicating at staff level and those other things, should be, ready to call a question. If there are no further questions, all those in favor? Opposed? Got that, motion carried. Sorry. And we're on to the watershed conditions update. We have only major report, that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Staff has prepared the watershed conditions update. You have the report for information, as information. Through the chair, however, I would like to provide additional update or revision to this report, which still occurred since this project was prepared last week on June 26th. And this is regarding precipitation in the month of June. The average precipitation, the June rainfall actually above average by now. The average of 98.2 millimeter, which was written 51.31 based on June 26th. And then historical average is 78.1 millimeter. This is report, and you have to report as information if any other questions, I will remember to answer the question.
Are there any questions? Again, this is just a generalized synopsis, and these will be taken at our stations.
Yeah,
And, I think we all know that one concession away, you can get 2 inches, and one concession the other way, you can get a completely dry summer, but from our standpoint, it's collection of averages. Motion is that we receive the report. Someone with that, Tom, seconded by Reenie. And I did see your hand go up there, Shelley, but or any beacon for all those in favor. It's carried. And now we're prepared to move into the closed session, recognizing that we have the addition to the closed session that was approved previously. So, the motion that the board of directors does now enter into a closed session to discuss information. Okay, we're now back in normal session, and the only thing left on the agenda is the next meeting of the board of directors. And it's being scheduled for September 4th, which means we do not meet in August, unless, Paul chair. So put that in your schedules, September 4th, 6:30. Anything else going for the board this evening? Nothing at all? Then I will declare the meeting adjourned. Okay, so.